Hello and welcome to my channel. You know, when I was a kid playing with my Megos, I really enjoyed, I guess the antagonist they provided for the conflict in your stories. You know, the Klingon and the Gorn, and I really like the old style Gorn, and I wanted one for my collection. You know, the new one's great, but I just have a lot of nostalgia for my old Megos, and I went online to look to see if I could find an old Gorn, and they're there, but they're kind of expensive, and I thought maybe I could paint an old lizard man head and do it that way, but even the heads for the Gorn and the lizard men are pretty pricey. So I went online to see what I could find as far as an alternative, and I think I found it. There's a serpent-like head at an eBay shop, and I have the link here, which provides a pretty good, substitute for the lizard head. So I went ahead and I took that and I painted it with my brown boots to go ahead and create a canvas for the rest of the paint job of my Gorn. Well, here's the Gorn. Look at the detail on that. That's fabulous, isn't it? This is actually hand sculpted by an artist. He sells them on eBay. I think it's illusion.com. So I'm going to start painting this, and this is going to be a pretty easy paint job. Basically, I'm just going to paint the eyes and the mouth, and then I'm going to do a wash. Now, for the eyes, I thought it'd be cool to get some glow paint, so that's what I'm going to be using for that. It's going to take a couple of coats, just because you want to get a good base layer on the glow paint so that it actually glows real well. Ooh, I'm going to need a smaller brush. Let's try that again. All right, wow, these eyes are tiny. Yeah, it looks like I'm going to have to do a couple of coats. So I'll let this sit for a while, and I'll come back to it. Yeah, look at those tiny eyes. Oops. Looks like I got a little over travel. I'll take care of that before I go on. It seems to want to pool in that little area over there. The consistency of this glow-in-the-dark paint's a little weird too. It's like chalky. It's weird. Alright, so now that's done, I'm going to go ahead and tackle the mouth. I'm going to paint the mouth the same color, and then I'm going to use a wash to kind of bring it all down. It's this one right here. Acadian flesh tone. It's a nice dark flesh tone. I've used it for the lips on my Klingons. It does a really good job. I use a bigger brush, I think. I'm just going to paint the entire inside of the mouth. I'll go back and get the teeth later. I'm also going to trace the lips. That's looking pretty good. Well, that was pretty easy. See if I missed any spots. If you over travel a little bit on this one, it's not that big a deal because we're going to bring it down with like Acadian flesh tone. And so it's not going to be that big of a deal. Okay, wow, okay. Let me go ahead and get the inside of the mouth. I'm just covering the entire inside of the mouth with this. including the teeth. Get it on the teeth, it's not a big deal. We're going to color those white in just a bit. Just make sure you cover all areas of the mouth with this Cadian flesh tone. You can really see the imperfections on the sculpt because, you know, like I said, it's hand sculpted. I think that's so cool. Okay, now the bottom. Again, if you get it on the teeth, don't worry about it. We're going to go back and paint those by themselves. Just want to make sure that you get a good covering in the mouth. Oops. I missed that part right there. Okay, I think I have the entire mouth. I'm also going over his eyebrows and his snout a little bit with the Cadian flesh tone, just to kind of like highlight these areas. Like I said, it'll be brought down when I add the wash. I also painted the eyes like with a parchment or like just some sort of off-white, because you know what, that this glow-in-the-dark paint was not developing any color. It was just kind of clear and chalky. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the white paint down first, and then I'm going to add the glow-in-the-dark paint in layers. Again, in layers, just because, you know, I got to make sure that I get a good covering on there. So that's what I'm doing now. So hopefully these will pop a little bit better. Okay, I think that's gonna work. I'm gonna keep adding some layers as I go along. I'm also gonna use the antique white for the teeth. So I'm gonna start those right now. Paints are drying out. The ones I haven't used in a while are getting dry. I have to add some water to that. So for the teeth, you're just going to start at the top and then come down, and then define the line at the gum. And I'm going to do that for all of these. Just defining the line at the gum. And then coming down on those incisors. Okay, I'm going to go on the inside now. Look, you can see what I'm talking about with the imperfections on the sculpt. But like I said, I like that. That's cool. So, gotta get in there. Yeah, it looks like the top ones are done. I'll go ahead and do the bottom ones too. I guess starting at the tongue and working back. Making sure not to hit the gums either. Wow, looking cool, huh? I think I'll add another coat of the glow-in-the-dark while I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I lost his arm. So I was squeezing him too tight. Yeah, I'll do the pupil after I do a couple more coats, I think. Where the magic happens. I'm going to use my Reichland Flesh Shade, and this is a gloss, so it's going to give that kind of like scaly looking, you know, slimy appearance to the figure. So I'm just going to apply it kind of liberally. Get in his mouth. You can see that how that picks up all the detail. If I get it on the teeth, I really don't want to get it on the teeth, but if I get it on the teeth, I can go back and I can highlight a little bit more with some of the white paint. But try not to get it on the teeth. See how it's picking up all the detail in the mouth? Okay, let me go on top so you can see what that looks like. Again, don't get it in the eyes. See what that's doing? That's incredible, isn't it? Great. Looks like I have some pools. Let me get rid of those. I might want to keep those pools in the back, just so it looks like a gullet. You can see that this is doing most of the work. Picking up those details in the head sculpt. Filling in those little imperfections with darkened areas. Oh, I got a little on the eye. Let's see if I can take care of that real quick. Wow, I think I'm done. Let me get that eye. There we go. Taken care of. Wow, I think that guy's done. Looks great, huh? I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna touch up the teeth, get them dressed, and of course spray them with some of that that matte clear enamel to kind of preserve the paint job. But I gotta wait for it to dry, of course. It looks like I have a couple of splotchy spots. Yeah, looks good. All right, I'm gonna try the pupil of the eye. I'm gonna put a little paint on my brush, and I'm gonna start at the top, and I'm gonna work down so I can get like a little, like a V, hopefully. Make sure that you try to get them in the same spots if you can. I think I got it. All right. I'm gonna leave well enough alone, I think. Those eyes are tiny. So it looks like he's done. Now I'll just protect him with that matte clear finish. Well, I went ahead and I protected the head sculpt with my matte clear enamel. Not only does it protect the paint job, but it also gives you a nice consistent finish to the final job. And you know what? This really was an easy one to paint. You know, there's not much to it. There's a very little detail, and the wash really does most of the work. You know, this provides that piece that I've been missing for a while, and you know, harkens back to my original Gorn figure that I had when I was a kid. You know, I remember his leg broke, and you know, of course, his uniform got torn and tattered. So that's probably what happened to him. He ended up on the trash heap of time. But I'm really glad to have this one here in my collection. I hope you guys will try to create your own Gorn, old school Gorn figure using those sculpted heads, because you know what, it is reminiscent of the old school Gorn, you know, but with like kind of an updated look to it. You know, I think I have the original one here somewhere. Let me see. Yeah, I mean not the original, the new one, right, from Mego. He looks great. Look at that. I'm so glad they did that. But you know, I've always had like a little, you know, nostalgia for the old school Gorn. So now I have him back in my collection. You know, who knows? Maybe there's different species of Gorn. You know, the reptilian one and the more serpent-like one. You know, the Star Trek universe is huge, right? Well, I hope you enjoyed what we did here today. I hope you try to do your own Gorn figure, and I will see you soon. I'm going to be doing some other things besides Star Trek, I think, probably coming up. I want to get back into the Planet of the Apes, so that's probably what I'll be doing next. And I look forward to sharing my next project with you guys. So y'all take care, and I will see y'all soon. Bye-bye now.